The stock market is simply meant to make rich people richer. That's a conversation I saw recently and I want us to talk about it, right? So what do you think? Do you think the stock market is simply meant to make rich people richer, or do you think the stock market is for everybody? That's, be it rich, poor, middle class, can everybody make money from the stock market? Leave your answers in the comments before we dive in. Firstly, I want us to understand that the stock market is a tool for everybody, right? It's simply a financial marketplace that helps you to be able to invest your money in many different ways. Whether you have just a little amount or a huge amount, the stock market is for everybody. But now, many people have different approaches depending on your capital that you have, your goals, your risk tolerance, and the time horizon. So here's the drill. Big investors, that's people with huge capital, right? They look at the stock market as a source of passive income. They have huge capital, so their dividends are huge, and also the capital gain will be huge. So they simply look at it as a source of income, since in the stock market, yeah, dividends are directly proportional to your capital. The higher the capital, the higher the dividends. Now, for small investors, what we do is that we rely on the power of compounding. So we will make small consistent investments over time, over a very long period of time, right? And now at a certain point we can stop and now just keep reinvesting our dividends, and over a long period of time you are going to see that we are going to be able to build great wealth. So let's look at the rich investor's perspective, right? With a rich investor, the rich investor already has a significant amount of capital. So when this rich investor invests that money now in the stock market, the dividends are going to also be huge, since the capital is huge, and that can now serve as a source of income for that investor. Let's take for an example, if you are an investor and you invest 5 million francs in the BVMAC, right? And now let's say we have an average return rate of 8% per year. Now you see that the average return rate on 8% per year on that 5 million gives you 400,000 francs. So if the investor's goal is passive income, that's it. It means you earn 400,000 francs every year from investing that 5 million francs. Now let's look at the investor that is just starting out. You don't have a huge capital, so your strategy is going to be different but just as powerful, right? So let's say you are an investor. Now you have just 100,000 francs every year that you can spare to put in the stock market. If you invest this 100,000 francs a year, if you are having an annual return of 8%, it means annually you are going to earn 8,000 on that 100,000 that you have invested. Now, what happens is, imagine that imagine that every year, right, you keep investing that 100,000, and even when the dividends come in, you keep reinvesting those dividends. It means by the second year, your capital will be 108,000 plus the 100,000 that you have to invest that second year.